Welcome to today's market snapshot. My name's Craig Earlham, Senior Market Analyst at Oanda. Today we're seeing markets trading slightly higher. Europe currently up around 1/10 to 0.3%, so only marginally higher really. I think what we're effectively seeing is a little bit of a return of risk appetite, but broadly speaking, it's just really a pairing of yesterday's losses. We've also got continuing to see some progression in the yen. The yen's currently up around 4 to 5/10 to 1% against the pound dollar. And euro really again just building on yesterday's gains following Shinzo Abe's announcement that the sales tax hike will be put back by 2.5 years to October 2019, and also the announcement that we're going to get further stimulus in the autumn, again helping to boost the yen. Effectively, one thing is it could help benefit the Japanese economy, of course, but it also suggests that any further monetary stimulus measures may be put back a little bit, although again, as I mentioned yesterday, I do expect to see them to follow in the not too distant future. Today really the key event is going to be on the ECB. We've got the ECB monetary policy decision, and we've also got an OPEC meeting as well. I think these are going to be the two key focal points for markets today. The ECB meeting, we expect no change in monetary policy. Of course, we had the massive stimulus package that was announced back in March, and the ECB is likely to wait at least a few more months now for those policy announcements to filter through into the markets and start to have an impact before they can start to consider further monetary stimulus at this stage. We do get a new batch of economic forecast as well from the ECB, at which point we're expecting inflation and growth forecast to pick up slightly, mainly driven by the stronger than anticipated rebound that we've had in oil prices, which again is going to have a bigger increase, a bigger impact on the inflation data, rather than necessarily reflecting a strong rebound in the actual economy itself. But again, that could help push back any further stimulus that we're going to get from the ECB, as it will ease the pressure on the central bank to try and get inflation back to target of below but close to 2%. But the interesting thing is going to be Mario Draghi's press conference and how he handles this idea of playing up the economy while at the same time not necessarily closing the door on monetary stimulus, because he won't want to cause any big shocks in the markets. He wants to portray the ECB as being very accommodative, as all options being on the table should they be required going forward, but also obviously wanting to play up the fact that inflation is likely to return to target during the forecasting period, and also growth is likely to rebound slightly towards the end of the year as well. The other meeting, like I said, is the OPEC meeting, so there's going to be a key focus today on oil prices. Oil is trading, it's flatlining effectively today. We are seeing it moving in and out of positive territory early in the session. Now, there's been a lot of talk about whether we can actually see a cap again on oil output from OPEC. OPEC previously had a cap at around 30 million barrels a day. That was effectively abandoned back in December, and current output is roughly around 32.5 million barrels a day, and there's talk that they could discuss adding a cap somewhere in this meeting. Now, personally, I don't expect any cap to be announced, simply for two reasons really. I don't think OPEC will want to limit its ability to continue to put more if need be. I also think there's going to be political tensions as well continuing between Saudi Arabia and Iran, which could prevent any cap being announced. The only way you could effectively see this happening is if OPEC prioritizes unity and effectively justifies the need and the place for OPEC in the world oil market, which has been lost really over the past 6 months, given that they've been unable to come to consensus build a consensus on oil production at a time when oil prices have been so low. But even then, I think the cap would be above the current level, so above 32.5 million barrels. I do not see potential for a current freeze or particularly a cut to come, especially when the market is balancing. We've already heard from the Saudi oil minister so far today, and he said that currently the prices are moving in that right direction. We are starting to see a balancing in the market, so I don't think this would then be the time to start placing caps or freezes or cuts on the market, which would help support prices and help alleviate some of the pressure on some of the more the less cost-effective oil producers, such as the shale industry, which has started to suffer the consequences of these lower oil prices, and we have seen production falling. So again, a key focal point is going to be that OPEC meeting today, although I don't expect anything substantial to necessarily come from it. If we take a look at the economic calendar next and see what else we've got today, again, it's looking relatively quiet, although we do have a few key pieces of data to focus on. The two things I've just talked about is going to be the main focus for traders, but we do also have the ADP non-farm employment change figure. This is your estimate, effectively, of tomorrow's US non-farm payrolls figure. This is expected today at 178,000. Again, how precise the figure is not like to have a big impact on the markets. What we're looking for really is big swings in the data, given the fact that it doesn't necessarily tend to be a great estimate of the actual figure itself. We've also got things like jobless claims to come. We've got EIA crude oil stocks to come as well. We're also going to hear from 3 Fed officials as well. Jerome Powell, as you can see in the economic calendar there. We're also going to hear from William Dudley, another member of the FOMC, voting member, as well as one other non-voting official as well. So plenty to focus on, I guess, today. But the two key things, once again, is going to be the OPEC meeting and the ECB meeting, the ECB decision at 12:45 UK time, with the press conference following 45 minutes later. For more in-depth news and analysis, check out Oanda Market Pulse at marketpulse.com. You can also find out more about Oanda and sign up for a free demo account at oanda.com. Here you'll also get access to Oanda Forex Labs, which has a lot of great tools designed to help you with your trading.